Hello. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you can see, I am a little low on energy today. And if you've been watching my videos every single day, you know that this past week, this last couple of days, for some reason, every evening, I just feel a little feverish. Not sure why that's happening. And today, as I promised you guys, that I was actually going to talk about fitness, how you could start a fitness journey, eating habits, and just a lot of things, right? But I want to do that video especially when I'm feeling my best, so that I'm attentive and I'm not missing any points. That's why I'm not doing it today. That's why you can see I'm just sitting in this like loose, like it's very comfy. This is like a very extra big t-shirt that I got from Bangkok or a couple of years ago, and it's just so easy breezy, and I'm just literally sitting in that, not even like a nice outfit, but yeah, I'm just not feeling the best. So what are we going to talk about today? Again, this is going to be like a rant, no wavelength to this video. And again, I'm going to say, if you're watching for the very first time, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Why should you subscribe to me? You should subscribe to me if you are in your early 20s, late teens, mid 20s, so that you could relate with somebody, relate with experiences happening, similar experiences happening, and just have like a chat and have a community where people are actually talking about what I'm talking about. We all could talk about what happens in daily lives as someone who is who is not someone like YouTubers. I'm not generalizing, but YouTubers, when they talk about certain things, I believe that they either have become too famous for you to relate with them, or they're just in a very early stage that you just cannot relate with them. Versus me, I'm somewhere in the middle, right? And I would say that I am doing good for myself. I'm in my early 20s, and I think for my age, I'm doing good. Now, good could differ from person to person. Sorry. Good can differ from person to person. Someone making what good means for me, or what is something that I always crave for, is if I have time independence and money independence. Do I have like the money independence I want? No, of course not. I'm nowhere close to that. I'm still very young, I feel, and I sometimes I compare myself with these people doing so amazing at a young age. They are barely 19, 20, and they're doing so great. I also started very early. If you don't know, I also started earning when I was about 18 and a half. So I had a little bit of money, like 10,000-15,000 every month. The first 2-3 months when I started, the first money I made was 10,000 rupees. But yeah, so started with making, like, the first exam that I had, I started making 10 grand. Eventually that 10 then from 10 went to 20, then 30. When it was stabilized for 30 when I was 19 years or something. Then went to 50, 60, and then I started averaging out 50-60,000 as a 19-year-old. Then then I kind of become, then maybe I even touched 75-80. Then as a 19-year-old, almost about to be 20 something, then my health deteriorated, stopped working entirely, had to start again from, like, literally had to start again. Again made good money for my age. Again my health dipped down for the second time, and then again I had to start from complete zero, which is what I did this year. January till December I wasn't working. Like, I had taken a break only because I wasn't doing health wise the best, and I couldn't possibly work even if I wanted to. So then this January started, and it's been like 9 months so far now. If you are 18, 19, 20, 21 year old, and if you're not earning, or if you not have earned 40-50,000 when you were 19 years old, you don't need to feel bad about it. Back then at my age, I knew that I was doing good, but then there were people who were doing so much more than me. I knew 19-year-old who were making 5 lakhs a month. So then I would compare it sometimes, because that naturally happens because of the age of social media. But I would try to avoid it, because people are always going to do good than you. I believe you should compare yourself with you. Have you gotten better than what you were before? That's what you should compare with. And I think I've gotten better than what I was before, even though I have had my ups and downs. I think I'm doing good. And my definition of good is my definition of good is I have time freedom. That and of course, even if you're self-employed, it doesn't mean that you'll have time freedom entirely. There'll be some deadlines. There'll always be something. You will be bound to certain things always in your life. That thing where you have to report to someone, you have to give someone, that is always going to be there. But as a self-employed person, as a freelancer, sorry, you'll always have much more freedom than mostly a salaried person. That's what I believe, right? At least that's what I have, my experiences, and it's been great. So if I have time freedom, any day I feel like I just want to go out for a movie, maybe I can go, and I'm able to do that most of the time. Not always, most of the times. If I just want to not, I decide that what, I'm going to take some time off today because I'm not feeling great. I can do that and plan my things ahead or something like that, and I can do that, and that's a freedom that I crave for. This freedom that I always wanted, and I'm close to that, right? I'm living that. So that is. And second thing is money. I have somewhat money freedom because whatever I want to get in terms of food, in terms of clothes. Okay, so I'm a big shopaholic, but it's not. I don't. It's so I'll give you a little bit, right? I'm not the person who's going to be like, oh, I need like a 5,000 rupees top. I'm not that kind of person, right? Like I need like super expensive things to wear. No, I'm not that. Obviously, I also don't wear things which are very uh, like cheap. According to me, there's a range for me, right? And I think the kind of money that I make, I'm able to afford that. So if I need to get something from, from wherever, from like outlets. Now you all might say H&M and Zara is fast fashion, which it is, but I do get stuff from there sometimes because I like their stuff. And people watching this might come at me for sustainability and stuff like that. I want to change, but I haven't so far, right? So I try to make sustainable choices, but not always. Anyway, so my hand is paining. Let me go back. So what I if I want to get something, when I go to a restaurant, so based on the kind of income that I make, I am able to afford things that I would, and the kind of lifestyle I have. Now a lot of people, some of my friends think that I have a superior lifestyle, which might be true in some cases. I don't feel I have a superior lifestyle, but I can see from their angle because I keep going out frequently. Every single month I'm at least taking one mini trip somewhere, maybe even more, twice also in a month, somewhere near. But I go, right? And otherwise also I'm just going out nearby as well. So yeah, and I would go out on lunch, or I would go out on dinner and spend 2,500, and I would do that 4 or 5 times in a month, and I would not think about it. I would be like completely okay. Or sometimes I would even do it more. Like I remember 2-3 months ago I got an addiction of trying restaurants, and I think I spent about 35 to 40,000 rupees, which is not smart, by the way, just on eating food outside, new restaurants, trying new cuisines, and all of those stuff. So now I could do that, right? Okay, by the way, I'm saying all of this because, again, I could spend that 30-40 grand just on eating out, right? Which is a big number. You could get the whole month of grocery in that. Like, I think we are a family of three, me, my mom, and my dad, and our grocery comes at around 35,000 or something in a month. If I'm not wrong, I might be wrong, it might be a little more, but should be an average around this range. Like we get our groceries for the month in 35,000. So that's what the kind of grocery bill is for 3 people, and that I spend just on eating 10 or 12 dinners outside or lunches outside. It's crazy, right? So, but I could do that because I wanted to. I had like this crazy idea that I want to try stuff out, and I could do that. So this is the kind of freedom that I crave for. That agar mujhe kuch karna hai, I should be able to do it. So that, to a certain level, I'm able to do right now. But there's more things I'm craving. I want to take trips to states, countries, whenever I wish for. Now that I can't do. I can go. So I'm trying to achieve that level where if I'm so right now, if I want to take trips to states, I could take one trip to a country outside every year. With the current income, I could go out, save up, and go out to a country. I could even go to a state, and I could take trips 6 months, like twice in a year, but I want more than that. I'm like, if I want to just go and fly to Bali right now and just stay there for 14 days, I want to be able to do that. And I want to be able to do that with my savings. Like, I should be able to save a good amount, and on top of that, I should be able to go. I can go to Bali, book a ticket, and go to Bali even right now. If I save a little bit, 1 or 2 months, I can do that and just live. But I might not be able to save a lot of money in that case. That is not the freedom that I want. So the next kind of freedom I'm trying to achieve is where I could take trip wherever I want, at the same time save money as well. So I have a surplus of, so I need surplus of that income, right? So that is the kind of freedom I'm craving for, and I'm wanting, which I think if I keep at it, I should be able to have that in the next 3 years. That's the goal that I've set for myself. So when I'm in my mid 20s, I should be achieving that. But I'm not trying to compare, because on my Instagram and my LinkedIn, I keep seeing so many people who are of my age or younger than me, making or doing so much better than me, and already living this life, by the way. Now they want to just take a trip and they just go. I mean, they will obviously have to see their work schedules, but if they want, they could just go. And the savings and everything is just like rest, like that's separate. Other than that, their total income, they could just like take a trip to like Japan, take a trip to Singapore, wherever the hell they want. This might sound a little bougie to some of you all, but just based on the kind of thing that I want for my life, मुझे वो चाहिए और वो अभी तक है नहीं. And by the way, this trips and everything that I mentioned is not solo. I have not taken a solo trip yet, and I want to do it. But these trips that I mentioned, that I want to go multiple times, maybe 2-3 times in a year if I want to go. I want to do it not just for me but my parents. I love spending touchwood time with my parents, and I am super close with them. So if I want to go to a Japan, I don't know how much it will cost for Japan. Maybe 2.5 lakh per person. So I need 7.5 lakhs. I don't know. It can be more. It can be less. I am not sure. But let's assume it's 2.5 lakh per person. So it's 7.5 lakhs. So I should have 7.5 lakhs to take care of all the three people. That's not my case. I'm very, very far away from that. Like, that's not even near. I'm not even near that I can think of going to Japan and take pure family ka kharcha. I can't do that. My mama has to pay her share, daddy has to pay his share, and I can pay my share. Then only that trip is possible as of now. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I want you to drop a comment down telling me what is that you want in your life. If you're a student, if you're a working professional, if you are a business owner, you're any kind of person doing whatever kind of a work. If you want to define your ideal life, or if you have to define a life that could make you content and happy, what is that? If you're already living it, amazing. If you want that to happen, whatever the case, just drop it down. I would love to know. Seriously, I would love to know what's it like with others. What kind of independence you all crave for. I was having a chat with my school best friend yesterday, and the kind of independence that she craves for is very different than the kind of independence that I crave for. I just talked about my kind of independence. Hers is different. So I would also love to know what's the case with you all. So anyway, I'm going to close out this video right now, and if you loved knowing a little more about me, the kind of life I dream about, and the kind of things that I want to do for me and my family, if you enjoyed watching me here, please drop down a comment. Also, 2 comments for today. One, what's the kind of independence, what's the dream life that you want for yourself, and second, what you liked about this video. And so do those 2 comments, and also do not forget to follow me. Nope, subscribe to me and follow me on Instagram and LinkedIn. I will drop down the links in the description box, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.